Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 4 of Jak 2. Last time, we completed the scattergun course and protected Sig as he hunted down 5 metalheads in the pumping station area. So without further ado, let's get going. Wait, was that? Yeah, I thought that was a precursor orb there. Instead, just a candle. Yeah, now I'm mistaking candles for random things. It's not just rocks, it's expanded. So, without further ado, let's get back to crew. This next mission, thankfully, is not as bad as the pumping station. Really, that pumping station mission can be just plain mean, considering that basically you just got the scattergun. You have literally just obtained the scattergun. You have not used it against a single enemy before this point. And they're like, hey, here's a long escort gauntlet. Defend. And not to mention, those metalhead enemies that they throw at you, the ones with the staffs, they are not well suited for the scattergun. They're well suited for every other gun that you're going to be getting, but the scattergun, no. The scattergun is not what you'd be using them on. The scattergun is more useful on those 1-2 hit enemies that you basically are getting swarmed by. But that's not to say that the scattergun won't have its uses. Trust me, the scattergun is going to be very useful as the game progresses. But when it comes to the guns, pretty much all of them have their uses in your arsenal, and basically will each be a heavy contributor to your success towards the end. On a different subject, while Haven City, at first it seems like this gloomy environment, but over the course of the game, at least in my personal opinion, it starts to really grow on you, you know?
Patrolling Sector 9.
Especially once you start getting into the nicer parts of the city.
Be advised, I'm on foot.
You boys are turning out to be quite useful, eh? I have another task for you. The sewers used to be a fabulous smuggling route for me before the Baron installed security devices.
And before those late-night snack runs kept you from fitting out the front door.
I bet you've hatched another brilliant plan in that hungry little brain of yours. So, who or what do we have to shake down, knock out, or blow up?
Well, I need someone to go down and shoot every sentry gun in the sewers. And I'll give you a sweet weapon upgrade if you succeed.
Let me guess. Dank murky water? Reeks worse than your breath at an oyster fest? Fuller of metalheads than your plate at a one-pass buffet? And of course, weapons more lethal than your ever-so-tiny whiteys on a hot summer day. Look, Donut Hole, why don't we float around here looking hot and heavy, and you go roto-root the pipes?
We're not doing anything until you tell us why metalheads are trading with the Baron's forces.
I should have had you both kneecapped, eh? All I know is that the Baron cut a desperate deal with the metalhead leader. Metalheads need eco, so the Baron supplies them with regular shipments. In return, the metalheads agree to attack the city just enough to satisfy the Baron's continued rule.
Yeah, but how long can that deal last?
Well, the Baron is running short on eco, eh? And the metalheads are short on patience. Baron Praxis needs this wall to keep in power. Otherwise, the city would put the true ruler on the throne, wherever that little brat is.
Daxter and I will clear your sewers. And we haven't forgotten about that weapons upgrade you promised in return.
Bloodsuckers.
Frankly, just the fact that crew takes more offense to Jak just demanding answers than Daxter calling him a fat ass that just floats around.
This is Unit Alpha. We're en route.
Yeah, basically, like, as if crew could have tolerated the Daxter. Oh, why don't we just split around looking all hot and heavy while you run her roof the pipes? You do it! I mean, yeah, Baron practices nothing, but then Jack, why are they joining Eco? So as for the sewer mission, while it's not as harsh as the Protect Zig at the pumping stations one, it can definitely give you a run for your money as far as the checkpointing is concerned. Frankly, like I said, that is the biggest flaw of this game, the checkpointing. Not so much the difficulty, mind you, but the checkpointing, where if this game had a more lenient checkpoint system, then it would have, basically it would have been, it would not have been seen as hard whatsoever, really, in my personal opinion.
Roger. Continue our sweep.
Leaving city safe zone.
Just turn on these switches to light up the sewers.
Shoot the gun, Jack!
That's one side of town. Keep looking.
Now, get ready for a jump scare. As you can see, metalheads are prowling the sewers, but they really can't get all that close due to the Baron's security guns. So while Baron Praxis may be a corrupt despot, one thing's for sure is that he is maintaining security in the city. As you can see, just metalheads lurking in the darkness over there. Now these are your standard metalhead grunts, the bestials. Arguably some of the tamer metalheads that you'll encounter. Sometimes you get a straight bullet hitting you.
Two turrets. Good work so far.
And as you can tell, this is where the game just starts, well, not supplying you with your with health regularly. The game's like, you have a gun, you don't need health, you don't need to serve, you have everything you need. Who needs health when you have bullets? Who needs help when you can get dark eco? Use the blowback from your gun to your advantage and just blast them. Though unfortunately, you don't get as many skull gems as you'd think. Okay, where's the area? Oh, right, over here. I love the music in the sewers. It makes you feel like you're just trudging through. Just you and your weapon. Yeah, I had to get that little bit of contact damage. Now, one thing is interesting about this. You'll notice that the gun is actually firing automatically instead of us approaching it.
Three turrets gone. Nice. Keep it up.
Okay, that was kind of odd. I thought that basically was a cinematic thing where there were some metalheads hiding. Yeah, this is the area. As you can see, the guns are firing at the metalheads, but the metalheads don't know how to handle it. And there we go.
Prospect, boys. We destroyed all the turrets, eh? Now, come back to the airborne.
And at this point, metalheads will actually start ambushing you now from the light. They're not going to be hiding in dark areas anymore. But as far as the checkpoint for this mission is concerned, if you fail at any point, you're doing the mission all over again. You are going back, and from the start of the mission, you are going to have to take down all the turrets. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. Let's get going.
Entering Haven City.
Seal off the area.
And as far as the sewers are concerned, even though they seem pretty inconsequential, they are actually some of the best it's one of the best locations from a narrative perspective in this game as you see things evolve. Because throughout each of the game's 3 acts, you're going to see a mission involving the sewer, and you're going to be changing the area up. This first mission involves you just going around the basic area and just smacking up and destroying some turrets. And now we're in red alert. Get used to this song, because we're going to be hearing plenty of it.
Suspect fleeing into Sector 5. Suspect in vehicle. Stop the vehicle.
Come on, let's in.
What is that horrible smell?
Oh, great! We do your dirty work in the sewers and come back smelling worse than a wet hip hog in a warm barn. This could have a serious impact on the lady factor.
No. I think it was my lunch, actually. Nice work in the sewers, eh? I guess you're looking for that weapon upgrade. Well, there's a blaster mod stashed in some crates at the port. Find it, and it's yours.
Yeah, just a bit of trolling from crew. But it's not like it's all that well hidden.
Moving to next sector.
Just go over here. And it's right in the big crate. Actually, not even a big crate. It's the crate with the spotlight over it.
The blaster is a good all-around choice with a nice rate of fire. This weapon requires more aiming ability. You can switch weapon modes at any time. You can combo your attacks by kicking, then firing your weapon. Kick the first target, then shoot while kicking to automatically hit the second target. Now that's a Wastelander move. They won't know what hit them. You can find yellow ammo in crates. Would you like to test your skills on the gun course?
As far as the blaster mod is, the blaster mod is a mixed blessing because this gun can kind of has a trapping where basically you play this game for the first time and then you automatically just start relying on it purely and that Wastelander kick. So many people will, by default, when they're using this weapon, basically just do this sort of thing where they're jumping in the air and then doing the spin. Now, while that can be a handy technique in some cases, it's not the best thing. Instead, as Sig stated, you want to basically combo off it. For example, do a punch to get into the enemy and then just blast 3 shots right into them. Same with kicking. So since we have to do this course, thankfully got that laser pointer, which is a pretty good addition. Come on, No, no. This one can be a little overwhelming as far as just the pieces are concerned. Just seriously, look at everything rushing you. Oh, you can only use the... Yeah, you can't even use your other blaster. You're stuck with this one. Yeah, try and steal the bad habits in you. So in regards to your guns, yeah, the standard blaster will be a default, but don't let that detract from the scattergun. Cannot talk today. Yeah, because while the blaster is a very good weapon, it's not a end-all be-all tool.
I have a proposition for you, Jack. Racing is the biggest sport in the city. Errol is the undisputed grand champion. He's crazy and dangerous on the track. My kind of guy. Only a fool would dare race against him, eh? And that's where you two come in. A client of mine is looking for a fast driver for her racing team. Here's a security pass to get you into the stadium section. And your contract with just a few trifles for me. I've already signed your name to save time.
We, the racers, hereby agree to give crew all proceeds from race earnings, endorsement fees, broadcast royalties, syndication residuals, vehicle sponsorships, small appearance fees, collectible card assets, fast food tie-ins, use of likeness rights, talk show deals, clothing lines, all print rights, including book, novella, comic, pamphlet, ticket tape, neon sign, and bathroom graffiti designs. Toy rights, shoe lines, mood rings, game rights. Game rights! Vitamin endorsements, city kickback movie deals, and of course, all death and dismemberment accident insurance claims.
We can work out the tiny details later. If you can get from here to the race garage near the stadium in less than 3 minutes, my client said she would consider letting you drive for her team. Make me proud,
How much you want to bet that basically Crew, he said that he basically just did the whole race team idea as just revenge for Jack daring to ask him questions. Basically, Crew is like, let's see, I need a way to get rid of them, but also in a way that gives me profit. I know, racing. Errol will kill them. I'll just have a life insurance claim and... and then crew just coming in with, the, oh, mood rings. That's gonna sell big. I can tell. As for this mission, it's not gonna be too bad to get to the racetrack, since the area is isn't that far, and plus it's not really too hectic of a section. The only thing is that you're just getting used to the section. You're visiting the section for the first time. I wonder how the time was negotiated with crew and the client. We're basically just crew. Just the client. Just get there within 10 minutes, and the crew. Ha! My boys can get there in 2 minutes. Can get there within 7 minutes. 6 minutes. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. 3 minutes, and then Sig puts a hand over Crew's mouth. 1 minute. No. Okay, good. Thank you. No! And red alert! No! I'm sure we're gonna fail this because I wanted to basically just get, I just wanted to get a new vehicle. One that's not on the verge of exploding.
Suspect fleeing into Sector 5. Suspect moving. Stop the vehicle.
Also, if I get the mission fail theme again, I'm gonna show you it, because the mission fail theme is just the most over-dramatic thing in this game.
Hello? Crew said someone was looking for a race driver?
I'm busy right now. You must be Crew's new errand boys. Look, I don't mean to be rude. You did get here fast, but I'm not interested in any new drivers right now, and I've got work to do.
Is there anything we can do?
No, I'm working on a secret vehicle project.
Okay, sorry.
Listen, if you think you've got the guts to race in this town, try taking my prototype jetboard out on the stadium course. Beat the stadium challenge, and maybe I'll consider you for my team.
Okay, I'm gonna be frank with you. I think it's pretty clear that that's Kira. But yet Jack, despite being her friend, despite being more than friends with her, as established at the end of Jack 1, basically, all it takes is a curtain for him to just completely not recognize her, even though her voice is unchanged. I mean, it's one thing for Kira not to recognize Jack, considering that, well, Jack changed physically and, well, he can actually talk now. But gotta love how basically Jack, him and Dax are having this bro moment over Kira, like, yeah, this is a hot girl. And by the way, just Jack and Dax are having zero concern about what happened to Samos or Kira. Where Jack has zero concern of like, hey, what happened? Have you seen Kira and Samos? I mean, it's one thing with Jack, I mean, considering everything that's going on with him and the whole eco experience, but what about Daxter? Daxter has zero concern for Kira at the very least. I kind of understand Daxter not wanting to find Samos, considering that their relationship has always been rocky, but just you'd think Daxter would be like, what about Kira? But then again, knowing Daxter, he'd be like, she didn't want any of the orange lightning, so she can die in a gutter for all I care.
You can get on and off the jetboard at any time. You can jump on your jetboard.
Anyways, jetboard.
You can get a higher jump by decking before you jump.
Yeah, basically with the jetboard.
Jump and jump again a little after you've landed for an even bigger launch. Try getting up on that higher ledge with a boost jump.
basically the jetboard. It is a very nice feature. Very good controls, very fun to use, and all in all, an overall good experience.
You can spin in the air, land a perfect 360 for a speed boost. You can do flips while you jump. You can also do tricks for fun. Try to put a number of moves together to get points. Get enough points to win the challenge.
Okay, so anyways, gotta get 15,000 points in Kira's arena. As far as the points are concerned, it's just really inconsistent about what's worth what in terms of the point values. So basically just bounce around, do whatever. As you see, bronze is insanely huge. What is Kira's standards? Kira, you turned into your father! As you can probably guess, I have never gotten bronze on this mini game. I have tried. And instead of just giving you the hoverboard straight away, Kira just takes it away from Jack. But you're allowed to just play around this board a little. At least you're allowed to play on it in the garage. Kira's not just coming in, just stealing it from Jack. What the hell, Kira? Can't we have anything nice?
This is Unit Alpha. We're en route.
Okay, so anyways, I believe that we're just going to be doing underground missions. Yep, just some underground missions. As well as just crew. We'll go and we'll do a torn mission. But anyways, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye.